Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Thursday, the 22nd day of August. Today is National Take Your Cat to the Vet Day.
All right.
But you don't have to wait. If your cat is sick later in the year, just do it then. National Tooth Fairy Day. National Eat a Peach Day. I'm going to eat a peach today, too. My wife just got me some more peaches.
I did.
Those were so good. Folklore Day today. It is International Slappy Day. I don't know what that means. National Be an Angel Day. Pecan Tort Day. Never Bean Better Day. B-E-A-N, Never Bean Better.
Oh, okay.
And World Plant Milk Day. All of that. And there's other things as well, but those are the biggies. And it is a Thursday, which means we have a Dear John letter, and this one is from Awesome Aunt, and it's a nephew who's not coming to a party because his mom and his aunt are not talking. So I'm going to get some advice. I can't wait to see, because Heidi's got a similar situation. I can't wait to see what she says about it. I think I know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. It's not exactly news that's listening to music can result in a mood lift. I think we knew that. But according to Chinese researchers, listening to classical music could actually be a powerful tool in treating depression, especially for those who've not responded well to other therapies. Scientists in Japan say they discovered that the music lifts a person's mood by improving connections between brain regions, both related to sound and pleasure. This enhanced brain connectivity is associated with better mood outcomes. Researchers said that it's as if the music creates a harmonious symphony within the brain itself, helping to restore balance in areas disrupted by depression. So they're saying if you're sad, listen to classical music, and that'll help.
There you go.
What do you think? You believe that?
I like classical music,
Yeah.
but I rarely listen to it.
You know what I listen to when I'm kind of sad?
What's that?
Comedy, stand-up comedy. Makes me laugh all the time. So even bad comedy still makes me laugh. So that's my trick. All right, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know that in the early 1900s, lobster was considered the cockroach of the ocean?
I did,
It was
actually.
synonymous
I had forgotten
with
about
the
it, but I
poor,
did.
often eaten by homeless and prisoners. And it wasn't until after World War II that lobster became considered a delicacy. And now lobster is associated with the aristocratic class.
I see.
See, I don't want to say that I don't like lobster, because I'll eat lobster, but I'm too, what do you call it again? Stingy to spend the money.
Oh, it's insane.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to spend that kind of money on that.
And
so.
you're more of a steak guy anyway.
I am. Meat and potatoes kind of fella. So we don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com. Super Bowl TV ad time is almost sold out already. The big game is like 6 months away.
Is it really?
Fox TV slated to broadcast the Super Bowl LIX. What is that? 50?
I have no idea.
60, whatever it is. From Caesar Superdome in New Orleans, February the 9th. They sold all but a handful of commercials in the game. Can we get a commercial for the John and Heidi show?
Sure.
No? Okay. Oh, yeah. Media buyers familiar with negotiations say that they've the heavy demand for the event made the commercial price go up to about $7 million per ad. So I guess we cannot get it for the John and Heidi show. And after 25 years, Jason Biggs took advantage of his most memorable role, some tongue-in-cheek marketing, the American Pie star, who hosts Netflix Blue Ribbon Baking Championship, joked, There were no pies harmed while filming this series. So I had a little bit of fun with that. I've not seen that program, but that sounds like fun. And I always thought he seemed like a neat dude. So big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over, I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Sad news here. I saw this on the internet like a week ago, or I don't know, a couple days ago, whenever it was. Wally Amos, the creator of the famous Amos cookies, passed away. He was 88 years young. He seemed like a neat dude, and he had fun just being him. So I think that's kind of cool. A Toronto man has come up with his possible solution to homelessness. Ryan Donais, D-O-N-A-I-S, is that how you'd say that?
Okay.
Denias? I don't know. He put together a prototype for a tiny house on wheels attached to a bicycle. His tiny homes are intended to give those who are unhoused the ability to live comfortably and be mobile. The builder was inspired by the wooden shelters that cropped up around the city in the earlier years of the pandemic, but he thought that he could improve on the idea by giving users the autonomy of being able to transport their homes and themselves at will. As he put it, unlike a tent or an encampment, if they happen to wear out their welcome where they happen to be located, they can just move along. The tiny homes include a sofa, which folds into a bed, a butane cooktop, a fire and carbon monoxide detector, a fire extinguisher, and a solar panel that powers a lithium battery to run the lights and the fan and the power inside. Future models would also include heating and a portable toilet. He spends about $5,000 of his own money, and it takes him 8 Saturdays to build one. That's what he spent to do the prototype. He's in the process now of crowdfunding to move this into production to build others for other people. So it's kind of an interesting idea. I was really sad. There was a guy in Los Angeles, and I was sad to see this. He made some portable homes, some portable shelters that he was trying to make it similar like this, and the city bulldozed them. They destroyed them with a giant piece of equipment in Los Angeles.
Wow.
I don't know why. I was just thinking, why would you do that? But they're like, these are not up to code, and they smashed them to bits.
Wow.
So hopefully this guy has a better outcome than that. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of bettercreditcards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John.
I am so excited to hear Heidi's response to this because Heidi has a similar situation, sadly. All right, here we go. Dear John, I invited my family to my house for a birthday party. Almost everyone will be here. I have an estranged, wicked stepsister. She has been horrible to me my whole life, and I've always stepped up and kissed her tush so we could make it work. Well, a few years ago, I finally had enough. So when she was being her horrible self, I didn't rise above to treat her like a special little princess. I just let her spew her hatred, and I moved on. Now, 3 years later, I invited her adult son to join the rest of the family for this birthday party. Initially, he said he was excited to get together with everyone. Then he sent me a follow-up message saying he would not feel comfortable coming to my house until his mother and I have a chance to patch things up. My reply was, I'm sad to hear that. We will miss you. I don't need to apologize for her actions, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Life is too short for me to tippy-toe around my evil, wicked stepsister. Now she's trying to turn the rest of the family against me, too. Luckily, most of them are smart enough to know that she is the problem. Do I try to get my nephew to see things from my perspective or not? My husband told me my response should have been, when your mom wants to apologize, she has my number. Do I leave this alone or should I reach back out to my nephew? I miss him and I think he would have fun at the party with the entire rest of the family. Signed, Awesome Aunt. So, Heidi, what do you think? Should she reach back out to the nephew or just leave well enough alone?
No, just leave it alone.
Here's the thing.
It sounds like, and I've got a similar situation. It sounds like you are much more at peace without dealing with the drama. So leave it alone. That's fine.
Here's the thing that I will say. I don't know how long this goes back, but I know in the last 10 years, I've seen so many families that I don't want to say that they've been torn apart, but certainly have been disrupted because of social media, where somebody thinks this way and somebody else thinks that way, and it turns into a giant big old mess. And all of a sudden, you've got family members who no longer like each other. I don't know if this has anything to do with that. What I would say is if you want to spend more time with your nephew, then reach out and say, hey, you know what? I don't know what you know about this, but if your mom wants to apologize, she can apologize. Like your husband said on here, I'm sad to hear that. We'll miss you. That was her response. He said she should have said, when your mom wants to apologize, she has my number. So it's like she's making her son think that his aunt did something wrong. I think I would correct that right away.
No, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, at a certain point, you get to a place where you're done explaining yourself to anybody.
Yeah.
Let them form their own opinions. Or going to anyway.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to change his mind.
But here's the thing: you have no idea what he has been told.
It doesn't
probably
matter.
Not true.
Right. Probably
even if
not.
it's not true.
But again, if just because his aunt says that wasn't true, do you think he's going to believe her? Probably not. So don't waste your breath. Just live your happy life and enjoy your birthday party.
Yeah, enjoy your birthday party. But here's the thing. I would also say he probably knows. There's no way that she's like this to one person and not like that to everyone else.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I guarantee you he sees this in other people.
Yeah.
So I think that it would probably be doing him a service, a huge service, to say, you know what, when your mom wants to apologize, she can call me. But I'm not saying anything because I did nothing wrong. So she certainly can reach out and apologize. I doubt she ever would, because people who are like this, well, they're like this. They're not good, nice, wonderful people. They're, exactly the opposite. And I'll bet most people listening probably know somebody who falls in that category. So, and that's where I said when this came in, I even asked Heidi, "Did you write this letter?" No, it's not exactly, but boy, there's a lot of similarities here. And it's been how many? 2 years, probably, maybe 3-4 years. I don't know. It's been a couple years since we've not been in touch with that particular side of the family. And I got to say,
It's been lovely.
I don't miss it at all. It was always so awkward. Even when everybody would get along, she was still so rude and mean to everybody. And I would leave I'm like, am I bleeding? Because I've been biting my tongue for 3 hours.
Right.
It was so hard to do that. So I can respect you just saying, no, I'm done. I'm good. Whatever you decide, I guess, is up to you. And folks, if you would like to chime in with advice, you can do that. We've had this letter posted, I think, since Monday or Tuesday on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Jon and Heidi Show. And if you would like to submit a Dear John letter for next week, you can do that. We've got room. Facebook.com/Jon and Heidi Show.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Under extreme high pressures, diamonds can be made from peanut butter.
Really?
Yeah. I'd like a peanut butter diamond, please. Okay, hang on a second here. I got to make that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The speed of a computer's mouse is measured in Mickeys. So it's not like a certain number of miles per hour. It's like my mouse can go 8 Mickeys fast. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The term bug for a software malfunction dates back to 1947 when a fault was traced to a moth that was stuck in a system.
Oh, funny.
That's why it's called a computer bug. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In the original version of Cinderella, the slipper was not made out of glass. It was made out of what? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Shout it out if you know, ladies and gentlemen. The original version of Cinderella, the slipper was not made out of glass. It was made out of fur. Yeah.
Okay.
Fur. Yeah, and our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Baby robins eat 14 feet of earthworms every single day.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of earthworms. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. About 25% of people eat this food with a spoon. What is it? 25% eat it with a spoon. So that would mean like 75% eat it with a fork?
Macaroni and cheese.
How did you know that? Seriously?
Because some members of our family eat with a spoon, some eat with a fork.
I am baffled that you got that right. I would not have guessed that. I would have said something like soup. I don't know. It's probably more than 25%. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Australian Olympian and now cult figure Rachel Reagan Gunn, who went viral thanks to her almost non-existent breakdancing skills at the Paris Games. I'm smiling because I thought it was really funny. There are some people that just got mad, though.
I don't know why anybody who's that upset about something that has nothing to do with them really needs a hobby.
She may have danced and pranced her way to millionaire status. If she wants to get the attention. Her unexpected rise to fame, or infamy, depending on how you look at it and who you ask, came when, despite not securing a single vote from any judges across break-dancing battles, her participation sparked controversy and admiration, cementing her status as an Aussie cult icon. Marketing and public relations expert Max Markson said that Gunn already possesses, quote, an enormous brand, and she could potentially earn millions through international deals. So, yeah, it was weird, but she might be laughing all the way to the bank.
I think she's awesome.
Guess we'll see. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Canada's largest annual fair, Toronto Canadian National Exhibition, recently got underway, and I have part one today of the bizarre food samplings from this year's menu.
Okay.
Deep-fried pickled Oreos.
Ew.
3 Oreo cookies sandwiched between 2 dill pickle slices, fried in a shaved pickled batter and topped with cinnamon sugar and icing. Yeah, I'm not gonna rush out for that. Deep-fried cheese curds. That is something right there, and it says Taylor's version, so I don't know if that's Taylor Swift or who the Taylor is there. Deep fried soft shell crab on a stick.
Okay.
And we'll do one more. Deep fried butter chicken lasagna. A slab of 8-layered lasagna with mozzarella, parmesan, and ground butter. Chicken in a slightly spicy butter chicken and tomato sauce. That sounds kind of good, actually. We'll finish the list. I've got everything in the show notes for today, and I'll have it there tomorrow as well at johnandheidishow.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com. Our quote today comes from Jules Renard, who says, "Love is like an hourglass. with the heart filling up as the brain empties. Oh, is that how it is, Heidi?
Yes.
Your brain empties and you love me even more?
Yes.
Or is my brain the one that's empty? I'm not sure how this works, but I guess I'll go with it. That is your quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of RadioSavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. And this, I think, is just a really cool story. There's so many cool stories, but I love it when these kind of things happen. And this comes from Manchester, New Hampshire. A veteran was pawning jewelry to pay his bills, and a lady saw this happening, so she helped him raise $400,000. How cool is that? The woman raised over $400,000 for an elderly disabled veteran, Donald.
Love that.
He was battling to keep up with bills while he was caring for his wife, who was recently diagnosed with dementia. The story began when Janelle encountered Donald at a pawn shop in Manchester. He was reluctantly pawning some jewelry to cover his bills. Donald he shared with Janelle the hardships he was facing. He said his rent has gone up and he was finding it's increasingly difficult to make ends meet while he was trying to care for his wife. He feared that they might actually lose their home and his beloved wife could end up in a facility somewhere due to their financial strain. Deeply moved by the situation, Janelle immediately took action. She gathered $1,300 from her own savings and made contributions from friends and helped get this 90-year-old in a little better spot. And then she shared a video of him receiving this money, and it quickly went viral, capturing the moment when he calls Janelle, quote, an angel in disguise. Oh. The outpouring of support did not stop there. She set up a GoFundMe page for Donald, and the response was amazing. Over $411,000.
I love that so much.
Has poured in from around the world, by the way. So it's not just people in their neck of the woods. It's people from everywhere. It says Janelle shared the emotional moment, and she told Donald about this incredible generosity of strangers. She said, I told him that it meant that everybody in the world was seeing this and stepping forward to donate. Even before I told him the amount, he was already extremely emotional, and he couldn't believe the kindness of strangers from all around the world. And then when she told him how much it was, he was just baffled. I mean, can you even imagine that?
I cannot.
I think it's really cool.
I love it, though.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that this is happening. And, you know, there are people who will say, well, they're doing all this for the clicks and for the likes and the whatever. Well, here's the good news. Again, whether that's why she did this or if she did this to just help out, you know, a fellow human being, she helped out a fellow human being. So whether it was for the clicks or the likes or whatever, again, at the end of the day, I love that they did something nice. She didn't have to. She didn't have to involve herself at all, but I'm glad that she did, and I'm sure he's glad as well.
Right.
Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.